Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, September 16th, 2014. Traders, it's a Tuesday. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue skies, white sandy beaches, absolutely gorgeous outside. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, if you would let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator through the market opening preview every single day before the London Open. Traders, we also do the Friday wrap-up after the New York close on a weekly basis, and I'm your moderator there too. And it's always great to be talking with you. Traders, I trade every single day in the Forex market. I started trading in 2006, 2008. I retired from the Fire Rescue Department out of the great state of Florida. Got on a big airplane 9 days later, came on a 3-month holiday to Thailand, and I'm still here. Traders, love Thailand, love living here as an expat, and just having a grand old time. And I can trade all 3 trading sessions and still get 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, in New York, I only do about 2.5 hours. First 2.5 to 3 hours of New York is about the max. All right, traders, let's get over to the risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, please remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Traders, let's head over to the news and commentary section. We have quite a bit of data coming out today in the Asia session. Earlier today, we did have the monetary policy meeting minutes, and I was moderating in a live trading room, and absolutely no movement. I think it might have moved 10 pips. So no news out of there. In the London session, we have the Great British Pounds. Got its CPI month on month, and also year on year. And the 1 year on year is high rated, highly impacted data coming out for that. Also in the London session, we have the German Zoo economic sentiment, and that is also high impact data that's coming out during our session in London. Going into the New York session, we have PPI month on month, and that again is a high impact alert that you should be aware of. And very late, it's about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. BOC Governor Pulitz speaks, so you just might want to keep your eyes on that. Let's just take a peek on what happened yesterday at the end of the month. The markets closed. The Dow closed up at 0.26%. The S&P 500 actually closed down barely at 0.07%. The Nasdaq 100 closed down at 0.97%. Going over across the pond, the DAX looked like it did very well. It closed up at 0.09%, just barely. The FTSE was barely in the red at 0.04%, and the CAC 40 was in the red at 0.29%. Let's go over to the active markets that are currently trading on my side of the world. The Nikkei 225 is down currently at 0.43%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Sydney, Australia is down negative 0.24%. The Shanghai is down negative 0.34%. The Hang Seng is flat, zeros all across the line. And ending this with the Kospi is currently in the green at 0.41%. Traders, interesting day yesterday. If you remember, we talked about that a lot of these pairs were in positions that were at extremes, and to expect either they're going to break those extremes or whether it was resistance or support. And if you listened to me a little bit yesterday, you probably got some very good trades, and is coming into your trading day today very happy. Today's commentaries, we have a lot of data coming out, so just be aware of that if you're in trades. And if you are in trades, just don't get stung like I did 3 weeks ago. Protect your position or get out of the trade and take a couple of pip hit or whatever. But, yep, news can ruin your day unless you're trading the news data. All right, traders, let's move on and forward. This is Forex 60-minute chart review, and today we're going to start off a little bit different. We're going to start with the pound dollar. This has been in a range for a very, very, very long time. It quite hasn't made its mind up what it wants to do. You see the dotted line on the bottom showing the bottom of the range. I use the 200 EMA as the top of the range, and it's just sitting around there, waddling around. It really hasn't made a decision, hasn't made an impact on either direction, which way it wants to go. It did make that big move last week, if you remember, 160 pips. So maybe today we'll get some sort of a direction on what the pound dollar wants to do. Is it going to go back to being bullish again, as it was for so many months, or is it going to continue to go to the downside? But right at the moment, we are at a range. And to tell you the truth, I'd like to sell it at that 1.6200 area. That would be a great sell. Let that close below that with a nice bearish candlestick formation, and we can hit it from there. All right, the euro. The euro gave us a nice drop yesterday. It was in an extreme. This is one of the pairs that was in an extreme, and it needed to make a decision what it was going to do. What did it do? Well, it made its decision and decided to come down. Now it's been sideways for quite a while, so we're going to see what the London Open does. It's in the middle again of a range. You can see where I have the range marked out, so we'll see what it's going to do. I wouldn't long this from here. I would long this after it cleared the 200 exponential moving average. This is not the place to long it. And the same as the bottom of the range, short it after it closes and gives you confirmation at 1.2911. All right, so let's go on with the euro. I expect this to fall. I don't expect this to go up, by the way. I am very bearish in the euro. The Aussie dollar has been all over the place as usual, but it looks like yesterday it closed its little gap. It's been sideways. Now we are in the inactive zone of Asia at the current moment. So I'm expecting this to continue its downside. I'd like to see it come back up to that 38.2 Fibonacci, and that's a 90.70 area. And like to take this short. And believe it or not, I'd like to take this all the way down to 89.90. Would be beautiful if we can get that trade. That would be a nice trade. That'd take you all the way up probably into the London lunch, maybe into the beginning of New York. That'd be a nice 4 or 5 hour trade. That could be sweet, very sweet trade there. I'm really not looking to counter trend this trade and take it to the upside, even though the Aussie's been really wacky and it's been all over the place, up and down. So, you know, I really contradicted myself because I got two views. Trade what's in front of you and make your pips. On the other hand, the trend is down, so, you know, I'd really rather sell this than buy it. So, and I'm just all over this dollar strength. I can't believe how strong the dollar is. All right, here's the euro Aussie. Sorry about the numbers, guys. A couple of my charts, the numbers, I don't know why they got, I took the photo, they didn't come out. I'll look into that. Anyhow, this is your Aussie. Again, this pair was bearish for so long. You know, it hit that 200 exponential moving average. Now it's kicked its way itself back up. It has closed the gap yesterday. Now it's sideways. I want to sell this. I want to sell this. The problem here is that we have 2 weeks, right? You got the euro is weak and the Aussie is weak. So you have 2 weak pairs now fighting against each other. What is that going to end up giving you? That's going to give you a sideways market. So there's a very good chance that this will, I'm hoping it will break to the short side, give me a nice bearish candlestick formation, and let's bring this down to that 200 exponential moving average, just above it at about 41.74. I think that's a beautiful trade setup right there. Here's our euro yen. This is in a really weird position. The euro yen has been an ATM machine the last couple of months. It's been trading very well. This is, again, one of those currency pairs yesterday that I talked about that was at an extreme, and it was either going to break resistance and continue up, or it was going to fall, and it fell, and it gave people who listened a lot of pips. Now the situation is this just a fib? You know, is it just pulling back and going to continue to the upside, or are we going to break this trend line, bearish candlestick formation, confirmation, maybe even a retest of that trend line, and then we'll take it back? Both trend lines are valid. They're both three-touch trend lines. So I'm really looking for this trade to go back to the downside. I'd love to trade this down to the 200 exponential moving average at 137.88. That would be a beautiful, beautiful trade. Traders, again, I apologize. There's no prices on here. I don't know why. why. I don't know how I messed that up, but I won't do that twice. This is the New Zealand dollar 60-minute chart. And this has been bearish for a long time. This did its pullback. I think this might be a change of trend in motion here. So what do we need for this change in motion? We need this to come back down, right? So it's come all the way down. This is a fib. If you fibbed any one of these swings that you could have fibbed here and fibbed this swing, you notice that we're probably at a Fibonacci level. I choose the trend line on this one. And the reason I choose the trend line is because I don't think it's going to come down a lot. So I wanted to break the trend line, make it smooth to the downside, and then traders, I think in the next day or two, I think the New Zealand is going to regain its strength again and will come bullish again. That's what I see in the New Zealand dollar. If not, what's going to happen is the New Zealand's going to stay weak, and I looked at a bunch of New Zealand pairs earlier today, and they're all starting to show a little strength. So we'll have to see how this works out. So this possibly into a change of trend here with the New Zealand dollar, which would be nice. And that's wrapping up our 60-minute chart review. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining me today for the market opening preview on September 16, 2014. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Sunny, bright blue skies, white sandy beaches. Traders, have a great trading day. Grab those profits. Protect yourself. A lot of data coming out today. And we'll see you tomorrow before